It is a heat of the Temple Challenge Cup. That is for student open 8s. And on this near side, we have King's College, all the way from Queensland, Australia. And our camera is just flying over the Queensland crew. And on the far side, well, you can't miss them in those red tops. D.S.R Studenten, Roy Veneringen, Laga from the Netherlands. And very interesting crew setup they've got there. You can hear Matt Pinsent just asking if the crews are ready. An interesting Conor Martin. I don't know if he's looking at his blade or at his opponent. So he's just put his head straight in there. There we go. We're off. What do you make of that rig, Tom?
You'd ask me this, Martin. Rigs are not my strong suit. The bucket rig, it's designed, isn't it, to bring two rowers together in the boat to form a bit of a rhythm through the middle. Let's see if it pays off for Laga.
Yeah, it could be to help the 7-man just come out a bit longer, put the 6-man there behind him. Might be to help the boat go a bit straighter. But looks like a great start from the Laga crew. And I see in Junior Rowing News, just reading the preview about King's College Queensland, that you thought they really need to step on from some of their first appearances here at the regatta, Tom.
Yeah, they've built up a bit of a habit of bringing crews over from Australia. It's obviously a long trip, halfway around the world, but I think that they need to find a little bit more speed to stay with this fast-starting Dutch crew, who we know have so much history and legacy competing in the Temple Challenge Cup.
So we know that family and friends of this crew, stroked by Conor Martin, Falcon Palmer, Nick Whiteoak, Toby Goffasson, Alex Meriles, Jock Fenniker, Alex Myler, Inigo Vinish, Cox by Aurelia Fife. And we know there'll be plenty of people down in Australia, down in Queensland, tuning in to day 2 of Henley Regatta to see your favourites. But at the moment, it is the men from Delft and the one female coxswain, Linga Vink, who are looking great actually out front. I think when you look at Dutch crews, Tom, you're in for a treat, aren't you? Technically, they're great, they're fluid, they're relaxed.
Yeah, I think they're sort of the world-class model in technicality, aren't they, Martin? They always seem to have that extra bit of speed that they derive at either end of the stroke. And I always love watching them over here at Henley Royal because they bring so many crews in such force, particularly with their strong student community. And we know Laga have had an exceptional domestic season and expecting really good things from them at this regatta.
Yeah, Laga, 5 of this crew have gone sub 5:30, which is a pretty key mark to get under if you row in men's 8s. Record-breaking conditions we've seen this afternoon at Henley. London Rowing Club beat the 40 record, which is kind of the halfway point on the course, by 3 seconds in their heat of the Thames Challenge Cup. And the wind is still pretty blowy. The Laga crew with a commanding lead over their opponents from King's College, Queensland.
Yeah, it's interesting you touch on those records there, Martin. It almost feels a bit perfunctory at this stage in the week to be discussing them, but I know the impact, particularly psychologically, that can have on the opposition. If you do break and equal records on your way down the course, people will be looking over their shoulder. And I'm sure Laga, having seen a couple already full today, we think if we can get out nice and strong into this gusty tailwind, we can maybe send down a message or two.
That is so sweet, looking at the Laga crew. Just what I like is off the back turn, just the way they come out, it's very, very relaxed out into the front of the crew, where at the front of the stroke, where they come round to take the catch. There's just that time and pace. I mean, it looks like top-class international crew.
You're spot on. The way I like to think about it is there's no fuss at either end, there's no histrionics, it just looks so smooth. And when rowing's done to this level, it almost looks easy, and I think that's the mark of true elitism in sport, is when somebody is able to project something and make it look as composed and easy as Laga are making it look now. And obviously being a couple of lengths up certainly helps that picture.
Dan van der Hoven, 24-year-old, in the 7-seat, Arno Mulder at stroke. likewise 24. They're the stern pair units, and the sixth man in that tandem, Martin Laga, just 22 years of age. The Laga club up in Delft, it boasts a number of prestigious internationals. Laila Yousafzai, who's just announced her retirement, silver medalist in the women's quadruple sculls in the Paris Olympics, that amazing race with the British quad scull. Rick Rinks, the bowman in the Dutch 8, he's another Laga man from the famous rowing dynasty. So it's great to have guys like that around the club, Tom.
It's not surprising they have such a talent pathway. I mean, we see them come over to Henley Royal Regatta almost every year now, and if Laga last won this event in 2013, so 12 years ago, they'll be keen to right what they perceive to be that wrong this year, and not at all surprising that we see so many of their athletes transition into that senior team, and such success the Netherlands national team have enjoyed over the past Olympiad.
Queensland working really hard there. 21-year-old in the stroke seat, he is absolutely going for it. It's not the prettiest style of rowing, but he's certainly digging in there.
For some of these athletes, it's an awful long way to come, and you may only get one row down the Henley course, such as the brutal nature of this Temple Challenge Cup for student men's 8. So you've got to give it your all, and Brisbane trying their very hardest here to hold on, or Queensland, I should say, trying their very hardest to hold on here to Laga. But I just think there's a chasm between these two crews in terms of quality at the moment. Yeah,
you can see the leaders now, those red blades. I did read on your preview that their vests are hand cut. And they do look nice, those red vests. They're not like a rowing suit that you would have normally. They've got the white shorts, and then they've got the separate vests tucked into them. Yeah, look at those vests. I mean, that looks great, doesn't it? It's not like a traditional rowing one-piece suit, but I rather like it.
But the Dutch bring style on and off the water, don't they, Martin? And I think they have a proud tradition with the attire that they wear on and off the race course, and I think Laga bringing that to bear here at Henley Regatta as they move down towards the line.
So, good-looking crew from Laga in terms of style, sartorial and rowing. They come up to the finish line now, the crew from the Netherlands, to take this heat of the Temple Challenge Cup. The men from King's College, Queensland, battling their way down to the finish line. They haven't let up the whole way down the course. Well done to them. And we will confirm the verdict there in the heat of the Temple Challenge Cup. Laga beat Queensland.